Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Greer and it's lovely to have you here with me today. I haven't been well for about the past week or so, and I've been in bed recovering for most of that time, and I've found myself spending a lot of time on social media, just scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and it got me to thinking about some of the discourse I've had about the habits that we form on social media. And today I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about my own relationship with social media platforms and how I think I've been able to develop, healthier habits on these platforms. One of the first things that I had to do was sort of take a step back and really take stock of how and why I use these applications. And I think today, it's the norm for people to be on social media, to have an Instagram account, to have a Twitter account. And these have become very important parts of our lives because we use them to connect with friends and family, to network, for entertainment, when we're looking to have a laugh from time to time. A lot of us have those as our motives for using social media. I think when it becomes unhealthy is when we find that we're on these apps to promote sort of an image of ourselves that is not very true or accurate, or we find that we're trying to prove something, or we want to show people that we have these material possessions, or we're going on these fancy trips. We're trying to keep tabs on people who are no longer essential parts of our lives. We're looking at who's viewing our stories, and we're becoming very obsessive about it because there's that one person that we want to see, or we want to make sure that they see that we're doing well for ourselves, Am I going to say that I've never done any of these things? I mean, of course not. Who would I really be fooling if I said that? And if we're being 100% for real with ourselves, everything on social media is very curated. We know this. I have a certain image that I want to uphold. You do as well. That's just how it is, and that's sort of the nature of these applications. We want to be perceived. We have this very prepared view or image that we want to put out there into the world. And that's just how it is. And I think a mistake that we make is that we take it too seriously sometimes. I know I have at moments, and it's really never that deep in the grand scheme of things. But, it's really dangerous when we attach our social media, the likes that we get and the comments, to our self-worth. It encourages us to use social media as a crutch when there could be unresolved issues within ourselves, whether we're looking for validation from outside sources, or we, are not feeling like we're being reciprocated, or feelings are being reciprocated in our relationships, or we're not generally being fulfilled in our everyday lives, and we look to social media as that crutch to hold us up during those times. And that can be very dangerous and very unhealthy. When you pick up your phone and you just open Instagram and you start scrolling right away, it's very subconscious, and it's almost become second nature for us to do that. We want that instant gratification. It's like these constant dopamine hits that we're getting when we see all of this new content. And that's how these organizations, that's how these companies want us to be. That's how they make their money. We're attached to the screen all the time, and we're constantly seeing, what's new, what am I missing out on. To just take a step back, think about how you want to feel once you've come off of Instagram or come off of Twitter. Are you feeling like there's a lack of some sort in your life? Do you feel that you have to measure up to some of the people that you're following? Those are things that you need to keep tabs on, and to come back into yourself and realize that no amount of likes or comments or followers on social media will ever correlate to your worth as a person. Something else that I had to do was really look at the kind of content that I was interacting with on these platforms. Who am I following? Why am I following them? And am I really getting any sort of value from what I'm seeing every time I open these applications? And I think what happens after a while is that your feeds can get very cluttered with material that was either at some point relevant to you and now no longer is, because you've grown, because you've developed different interests, because you've made different connections in your life, or content that you never really appreciated, but you just felt that, because this person is following me, I have to follow them. And I know the girlies might eat me up in the comments for saying this, but I'll take the risk. I believe that if you are not getting any value from what somebody is posting, it's completely fine to unfollow them, even if they are like an acquaintance or somebody who you know very well. This is all about creating an experience that benefits you. And if you find that every time you see somebody's posts you're not gaining something positive out of it, I think it's completely fine to disengage from them, whether that is muting them, and that's a very useful feature that some platforms like Instagram have. You can mute people or you can unfollow them completely. And it's not, for me, it's not something that is personal. It's not a dig at the person or the account. It's just me realizing that I want to have a certain experience when I come on these applications, and if your content is not aligning with that, then it's completely fine for me to disengage from you. And another thing I've experienced, and this may be true for you, is that you have certain friends or people you interact with, people you've grown up with, and maybe there comes a point where you've grown apart, but you still maintain your relationship or your connection on social media. And I think that these applications these networks can cause you to feel that you're still connected with people who you've truly outgrown. And so you think that because you're seeing all of the latest things that are happening in their lives, they've bought this new house, or they've got this new job, or they're in this new relationship, you think that because you're seeing all these latest developments that you're maintaining that connection, when really, you are not in the same place that you used to be with that person. And your relationship may not be the same as it was, but because of these updates that you think you're getting, you think that you're maintaining that connection. And so sometimes, it's important to just be okay with disconnecting and realizing that if you're not going to be able to maintain a relationship in real life, then there's no way that social media is going to do that for you. I have also had to learn that I am not obligated to share anything. And I know that can sound very strange, because of course no one is obligated to share anything. No one is obligated to have a social media account. But it feels more and more, because of the pressures of having everyone looking in on what we're doing, that we have to constantly update people on where we are in life. There's this quote in the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown, and he says, "Social media has made us more acutely aware of what other people are doing. This often encourages us to believe that these non-essential things are things that we should be doing as well." And so this goes back to that conversation about, comparing yourself to other people and how counterproductive and harmful that can be to you. Now, I am very much a proponent of documenting your life and being able to look back on moments that you enjoyed and moments that truly made life worth living for you. And I think it's completely normal and natural when you're having beautiful novel experiences. You've just hiked to the top of a mountain and you're seeing the sunset, or you're at a music festival, you're on this beautiful trip with family. You want to share those moments with people. But I think it's important to look at what you're telling yourself in the moment. Are you truly enjoying what's happening at that time? Or are you thinking, oh my gosh, I have to find the perfect filter for this. I have to, make sure I've got the location on my Instagram story. I have to make sure that I'm letting people know where I am and what I'm doing right now. And it's almost as if you don't share, then it hasn't happened, which obviously is not true, but that's how it can seem sometimes. This really hit home for me. Earlier this year, I was able to finally see some of my favorite artists live. I saw Howdy, I saw Mareba, and I saw Corinne Bailey Rae. And I was just having these conflicting moments where I was thinking, why should I feel like I have to have my phone out videoing and taking photos when really these are people I wanted to see for so long in person live. And I want to just be able to stand here and sing along and enjoy being in their presence, enjoy their stage presence, and not have to worry about making sure that I have something to post to Instagram later, So what I would say is try not to get caught up in posting every single moment or capturing every single moment. It's okay to be an active participant in your life. It's okay, and it's normal, and it's what you should be doing. That's what should be the priority. You actively participating in whatever it is you're doing in that moment. It's completely okay if people don't know that you've done something in the exact moment or at the exact time and second that you've done it. And I know this idea of sharing things after they've happened sort of goes against this instant gratification that we're so used to. We want to share things immediately. We want that immediate reaction from people. And what I'm saying goes against that. But I just want you to maybe try it and see how you feel about it. See whether it makes you more comfortable, or see whether it makes you feel like you can allow yourself to really live in the moment and experience what's happening, and think about sharing it on social media later. There's this Apple Music video on YouTube that is just one of my favorite videos. It's an interview with Summer Walker and Ari Lennox. And it was released, it was made after the release of Summer's album Over. And so Summer and Ari were talking about things in life that they're over, things that they no longer have time for. And one of them was social media. And Summer said something along the lines of, relax, it's an app. If it's deleted tomorrow, you'll actually have nothing to talk about. And that's scary, right? Because so many of us, our lives revolve around social media. And even in those quiet moments, even in those moments where we're trying to do something else, you're watching a show, you're trying to have a meal with family, you're going to the bathroom, like your phone is always with you, your social network is always with you. And that is very scary, that it seems like we can't live without having that sort of engagement. So that I think is the final thing, just allowing myself to disengage, putting my phone away every now and then. And being okay with that, being okay with sometimes not knowing what's going on, being completely ignorant of what's going on, and just living your life and being appreciative of what's happening for you and things that are going on for you. And I want to stress again, I'm never going to be a person to say just go and delete all your apps, because I know I find a lot of value in them personally. I have to have my TikTok sessions. It's a chicken salad. I wish I knew, oh girl, what you do. The amount of joy and entertainment I get from some of those videos it really adds to my life. And you see, I think that goes back to what I was saying earlier, making sure that there's some kind of value that you're getting, but that you're not overdoing it. Those are some of the things that I have learned, over my time using social media, my relationship with social media. I am in no way the perfect user, if anything like that exists. And I know that I have those moments where I fall back into the doom scrolling and the endless scrolling and the mindless scrolling. But I think taking these points into consideration has helped me a lot. And I think a lot of people can probably benefit from them as well. So if there are any tips that you have from me or others watching this video, ways that you have been able to strengthen and have a healthy relationship with social media networks and platforms, let me know in the comments. I'd be delighted to hear some of those and maybe implement those in my life. So that's all from me for today. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you could leave a like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to stay tuned for future videos. And until the next one, take good care, and I'll see you. Bye.